Hello everyone, welcome back to Chasing Neat. I'm Michael.
I'm Dawn. There.
And together,
we are Mike and Dawn.
That too. And
I feel like there's something to that, like someone, like together we are Penn and Teller, or
maybe
like Captain and Tennille.
If it rings a bell with anyone, put it in the comments.
Anyway.
But tonight, what do we have?
Tonight, Field of Dreams. In the spirit of the baseball season, or beginning of summer. I mean, that's what's going on right now.
The Boys of Summer.
The Boys of Summer. Is that what they're called?
Yep.
Boys of Summer. All right. Okay, cool. We're not exactly baseball people. We're hockey people. But
We're the Boys of Winter.
we're the Boys of Winter. Yeah. That's okay. But tonight we're going to try and talk a little bit about Field of Dreams. It's a bourbon whiskey that Mike heard about by listening to Bob and Tom.
Bob and Tom. Yeah, Bob and Tom's a nationally syndicated radio program, comedy out of Indianapolis.
Yep.
And they've been around for, 30 years or whatever.
Years, yeah.
And they had a gentleman on, and he was promoting his company. He's part owner in this. And it's like, oh. So I looked it up. And then Dawn looked it up.
Yep.
And then next thing we know, we're in the car driving down to Indianapolis.
Yep.
And going to a liquor store. The opening of the liquor store?
No.
Or was it just a signing at the liquor store?
It was just a signing. One of the baseball players who actually, there was like three gentlemen, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, who actually own this bourbon adventure. And the gentleman we went to see was Drew Storen, who went to high school in Brownsburg, Indiana, which is
just outside of
south of Indy. You know? Yep. And he is again, he's a baseball star at Brownsburg High School and got drafted. He was a relief pitcher. Got drafted in the Major League Baseball, and he played about 7 years or something like that. From the research,
yeah.
I think that's what they said. Anyway, he was a relief pitcher. And so he was there, and this was like last year when they released the bourbon, and he was doing the signing. So it was his batch one of his bourbon.
And there's his signature right there.
Yeah, he signed all the bottles. That was fun. When we actually have, I think we have a video of us going there and checking it all out and all that stuff. So it was fun.
Put a link down below, up top.
And so while we were waiting in line to get our bottles signed, they had us sample a little bit of their RTD, which was, actually this one I think here. This one's a Southpaw. Later on over the year, we ran to another RTD, which is actually not Southpaw. Whiskey Palmer. Yeah. And researching this last night, I believe that the Whiskey Palmer was the first thing that was made out of this venture. I think the corn that was purchased was used to make this Whiskey Palmer. So it sounds, we've had them both. They're both very tasty. So like a whiskey, lemony, ginger RTD. So they're both pretty good. So we haven't really seen it. Have we seen it around South Bend, Elkhart area lately? I don't know.
Not lately, but
yeah.
So the Southpaw tastes like a Kentucky Mule, and I really, really like that. That is great on a summer day. The Whiskey Palmer, if you like iced tea, then it's up your alley. If I put lemon and sugar in there, or simple sugar, then it'd be more my style. But I'm definitely leaning towards that.
Yeah. We had to take. We're not really here to talk about those two and taste all those two, but they're cute though. They're you can't tell probably on the video, but they got a vertical stripes like baseball jersey, so that's kind of cute. But anyway, we're not here to talk about RTDs. We just want to kind of mention that as part of.
And the Palmer actually has trivia on the back.
Oh, yeah.
So
does this
question:
No.
What is the name of the player with the longest name in MLB history?
No, it's really long and it's teeny tiny. Good luck reading it.
Oh yeah.
Can you read it? Zoom in.
Alan, Mitchell, Edward, George, Patrick, Henry, Gallagher.
Okay.
So these are made in Bloomington, Indiana.
What if?
So anyway, moving on.
Back to the Field of Dreams and this bottle. Field of Dreams.
Concept wise, when they got together, they wanted to figure out, what could they do and how could they bring baseball into it. And they thought Field of Dreams. That's a baseball iconic
field,
thing.
right?
So
if you build it, they will come.
So Drew, what Drew did was he made a few phone calls, did a little Google researching, found the farmer who actually owns the field, and he called him up and said, "Hey, what are you doing with all that corn?" So I just take it to market, like any other thing.
Local market, right?
Yep.
I mean,
he said, "I've got a proposition for you." So he did some discussion. So basically, what he does is he buys all of the corn in that field, and that corn is what goes into the mash bill for the whiskey.
Yep.
You thought you were doubting me?
No, I was just sitting here thinking, if he bought the whole entire field the very first time out, so is all the corn into the whiskey, or is some of it in the whiskey, some of it in the RTDs? It might be both, because there's only a limited amount of bottles that they released of these Field of Dreams, and
I'm assuming they use their whiskey for the RTDs. I don't know if that's true or not, but
so we don't know. We don't know exactly. It wasn't 100% clear, but I mean, this could be very well the first time he bought the whole entire field.
But I know he's been buying it,
right?
So it's ongoing,
right.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's like the third season, because we have batch 1 and a batch 2 of Field of Dreams, but I feel like the research showed me that he bought the first batch and made an RTD.
Yeah. If you know, put it in the comments.
It doesn't matter. We're learning. We're learning about it, but
put cliff notes. Document your work.
Anyway.
I got a scratch.
Batch 1 bourbon whiskey. They released 23,000 ish of these bottles.
22,860 bottles to be exact.
Yes.
And the reason we know that is because on the back it tells us a bottle number and out of how many. Now that bottle number is unique in that it represents the day of the MLB that players got first played. So every bottle represents a player. So every player that's ever gone through the National Leagues is represented by a bottle.
For in the year 2022. And then in 2023, that number increased a little bit to add players.
They added.
So it'll be fun. I mean, so anyway, when we first met Drew and this researched a little bit of the story, they did say that they were going to come up with some kind of a database, so that bottle number XYZ number was going to have, you could look it up and see what that player was. So. And
I did.
I know, I did too. So I did homework and you did homework.
Yep.
So. But anyway, we bought a couple bottles, and the first 2 bottles we have over here.
So a total of 3.
Total 3 we bought that day.
Although did we buy one for?
We bought a couple for some friends who are baseball players and things like that.
Yeah.
But when
because that's what we do. Bourbon is for sharing, or at least acquiring the bottles and then getting reimbursed later. But that's what friends do. Spreadsheets.
Sometimes if you're our nephew, you get some party favors.
Local nephew that's into bourbon.
Yeah. So, anyway, this bottle, well, the first 2 bottles behind us, we both looked last night, and there's like 3 players that are represented by those numbers.
So the bottles are like 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Actually, it's 12,505, 506. So, the players that came in, so each player doesn't get their own bottle. It's that day. Well, in our case, it was 3 days. So, 5, 6, and 7 all have the same number of players, which is 3. Which players. Is?
I didn't write that part down.
Oh, I
didn't write that down.
I do.
I just wrote the one that we have in front of us.
Yeah.
But.
Oh, well, tell them what's right in front of us.
Yeah. This bottle we have is 1,512, so 10512. And that bottle is actually, for another pitcher. Kind of ironic that we happen to get this bottle. But his name was Fred Bradley. And he was a pitcher, right-handed pitcher. First played May 11th of 1948. And he lived to be 91 years old.
Old sucker.
Yeah, and he said he played for Chicago White Sox, which that's also kind of cool. I thought that was interesting because hop, skip, and a jump from South Bend. So.
Our other ones are, one of the guys is a Cubs.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was like, oh, there's a lot of people. But anyway, it doesn't matter. We just picked this one to fixate on, and but this particular player, Fred Bradley, played for 275 days, so it wasn't very long term.
Yeah.
So, but in the meantime, so we're gonna go ahead and try this. Yeah, if we can get the blue wax off.
Wax off. Wax on.
I like this bottle. The shape of the bottle is kind of interesting because it's the same shape, I believe, of, I want to say the Airborne. Yeah.
So the reason that those bottles share the same shape is because this is a standard off-the-shelf bottle that anyone can use. So it's not copyrighted, trademarked by anything like.
But it's not used a lot,
let's say a certain bottle with a horse on top that looks like a golf ball, faceted type of thing. So
yeah, so we got. Yeah.
Opa!
Not too bad. So what is this? What's the proof on this?
This one is coming in at 93 proof.
Okay, 93 proof. Yeah, Airborne. That's right. That's what you said. I'm trying to figure out what the name of the bottle was. Airborne.
Here.
Oh,
you got a good amount this time.
All right.
Previously episode, she was complaining that she didn't.
Yep.
She got short.
I did get shorted, but yeah. So Drew retired, I believe, in 2017. So depending on when he actually did, they did actually make this.
Yeah.
Do the math, 5-6 years. So it smells good.
Yeah, it's got good, nice color. Doesn't have a young smell to it.
Yeah, not at all.
Doesn't have overly.
It smells really nice.
Alcohol-y.
No, actually, it's a fresh walk into a rick house and boom, here you smell the bourbon.
Yeah.
And I love that smell.
Pleasant.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Do I get any
fruit? Good legs. They coat and then they run down real quick, but all at once. But
do you smell leather like a baseball mitt?
Yeah.
Nope. It's a trick question.
Maybe some sweaty armpits.
Ew. Tobacco?
Tobacco I smell, yeah.
Okay, what else do we smell? What
Big
else?
League Chew.
Big League Chew? No. Yeah, actually, just all joking aside, tobacco, yeah. I smell a little bit of tobacco. Actually, tobacco, now I said that. I had a little bit of a hint of a cigarette, too.
I do get a bubble gum, which somewhat
the power suggestions
sometimes come across as cornstarch.
Yeah.
So. All right.
That smells really good, though. Yeah. Oh. That's really pleasant.
When it first hit my mouth, I was thinking, "Oh, that's real young." And then as it started moving around, I'm going, "Oh no, it's not real young. It's just the first sip of bourbon tonight."
Yeah.
We should have warmed up with vodka, and then spit it out and clean the floor. But
I like that.
Yeah, that's got a good finish
right off the bat. That's really good. I mean,
little astringent that first sip, but again, it's first sip.
Yeah.
See what the second sip is.
That smells really good, though. I mean, for just nothing overpowering, nothing complex, but not underwhelming. Mm-hmm.
I still get that. Hits my palate, I get a grass note. But as soon as I swallow, it goes away, right away. Then it's into the caramel, sugar.
Yeah, I get a little grass note. But
leather, definitely leather. I get on the palate is leather.
Yeah, I don't get a palate of leather Definitely.
Doesn't have a long finish. It's kind of medium.
No, this is a decent, better than beginner. Maybe
Yeah.
a little too simple for more intermediate.
Yeah.
But like on a hot day, sitting outside.
Oh, I'd definitely put it in a mixed drink with ginger beer and a lime.
I should probably blind this with a Buffalo Trace. I actually like that. I like a lot. It's easy to drink.
Yeah.
Got a slight pungent hint at the end on that last one.
So now the interesting thing about this, we started reading the label and we actually got one, and it says produced by Field of Dreams Whiskey Company in Mishawaka, Indiana, which is the next town over, which is the town I grew up in. And we know of no building so we don't know where. I don't know if they just have an office, if they just have what. There's not even a...
They incorporate in Mishawaka.
There's
not
not even
exactly like it's a Delaware company, right?
If they said South Bend, then I think, well, maybe Indiana Whiskey is doing the bottling for them. But there's as far as I know, there's no whiskey endeavors in Mishawaka, in the city of Mishawaka.
No, it's hard to say.
So,
well, we don't know a whole lot about the other co-founders either, other than the other. I can't forget his name. I didn't write his name down. No.
Oh.
Drew's buddy, who's also a baseball player.
I don't know.
I think you grew up with him. I think he maybe, I don't know.
But they're all baseball orientated.
Yeah.
Related, but.
Well, speaking of which, we all watched the movie Field of Dreams. How many years ago that was? But just
I never watched it.
You didn't?
Nope.
Why?
Baseball. It's not hockey.
It was fun.
It's a bunch of people standing around in field scratching and spitting. It's not a real sport. There's only one guy doing all the work. Everyone else standing around watching.
The pitcher.
Yeah. Catcher might be doing half the work.
And Ivan
DeJesus, he's, yep.
Or Minnie Minosa.
Ryan Sandberg, Golden Glove.
Minnie Minosa.
Dave Kingman.
Minnie is...
Sammy Sosa.
Stop. Minnie Minosa, I think, is a Chicago White Sox guy. I believe.
Isn't he the guy in the song Minnie DeMucha?
No, it's different. See,
Yeah,
you already answered your question. You shouldn't really insult all of our baseball fans. I'm just saying.
Well, for you Canadians out there.
There's Canadian baseball players, Toronto Blue Jays.
They play baseball?
Yeah. Is there any other baseball teams in Canada? I don't know.
I don't know.
Are there any other whiskeys by baseball players that you know of?
No. Mostly singers and actors.
Celebrity? I don't know. But I'll tell you what, though, this one is fun.
Wayne Gretzky does have a whiskey, though, Canadian whiskey.
We're talking about.
I know baseball. I know American sport.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm kind of impressed with that. Because I'm trying to. Well, we didn't try it. We didn't take a sip when we were
getting a sign
or whatever. It wasn't that kind of a.
Yeah, they didn't have. What did they give us? They
let us sample the Southpaw.
Yeah, and that was good. So they sampled it, but they didn't. The truck hadn't arrived yet, so we couldn't buy any.
Yeah.
So it was a couple of months before we actually found any that we could buy.
Yeah, and we got our samples, our bottles at Big Red Liquor, like I said, in Brownsburg, Indiana. So,
yep, great store, great.
Big Red Liquor is all over the place in Indianapolis area. In fact, I think they just somewhat recently bought a couple liquor stores in northeastern Indiana.
Yep.
One of our favorite places, Gay's Hops and Schnapps, is owned by Big Red Liquors now. That's in Angola. But anyway, yeah. So I mean. What were we doing yesterday? What do we think? What a 1 to 5 on the nose.
All right, on the nose, I'm giving it a 3.
Yeah, I'd say I'd give it a 3. It's got a nose, but not strong, but not nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, I had 3 different scents to pick up. I was just teasing about, do you smell bubblegum? All those, those nose scents that you would associate with baseball, like the bubblegum, the tobacco, the leather. And I think we were teasing, but I think tobacco and bubblegum is there for sure. So, anyway, 1 to 5 on the taste.
I give it a 3 for taste. It's not killing me, but it's not.
Yeah, it's nice.
I'm not in love with it, but it's.
You know what? After about the 3rd or 4th sip, now it's a little on the sweet side for me.
Yeah,
so,
it's getting sweeter.
Yeah, it's getting sweeter. But that's a good one. So I think I would give it a 3. I would say as well. And then, gosh, do you remember what we paid for this?
I do not remember what we paid for that.
I want to say it was around $65, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. So I don't remember what it was, but we have to probably.
So for value, if it's 65, yeah, 3.
Yeah. I mean, it's you have that kind of cost in this heavy bottle here. And the fancy blue dip, and I mean,
in part, we wanted to get it because it's somebody from Indiana, hometown.
Yeah. And it's a story. We love whiskeys that have stories, and I think it's fun to see that baseball theme is being, I won't say honored here, but I mean, I had no idea that the most iconic field of corn was just being grown, cultivated, and just sold locally, which I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, because that's probably great for people who live in Dyersville, Iowa.
You would have thought they would have grown all that corn and made popcorn out of it. I know it's a special seed, but grow popcorn that would go back to the movies, since it's. But Orville Redenbacher, you should have gotten a.
Oh, that's Journeyman.
Journeyman's got a special release for Orville Redenbacher, which was what, $200?
I think so. Yeah. So it was different. Yeah.
Going off tangent. We were there the other night having dinner.
But anyway, so for the value, $65. Would you pay $65 again?
Not really. I mean.
No. I mean, I feel like I don't think I would want to have. I
think it's a $40. I think of the quarterback.
Well, that's narrowing it down.
The quarterback that has his own from the Steelers that we go and photograph
Bradshaw.
every year. Bradshaw, Terry Bradshaw. I think his price point's around $42, $45. I think that's what that's worth.
I like that better than the Bradshaw. From my memory.
Blasphemy.
From my memory. But again, those are great stories too.
Yeah.
But what I do like about this, again, is the story of, again, the field, the famous corn, the famous field. And
we should watch that movie tonight.
Yeah, we could. We can totally watch it. But I'm happy that we cracked it open. I'm happy that we like it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprising myself that I really do like it, like quite a bit. But okay, so what's the next thing?
Bottled.
Oh, you said something about finish the other day. 1 to 5. What do you think on a finish?
I think the finish is a 4.
Yeah. Really? Mm-hmm. Again, I don't really pay attention. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Finish is back to a 3.
Yeah. Because it doesn't really stay with you.
Because it's not long.
Yeah.
I was saying that because, remember, I said once I swallowed it, it got better. So I didn't want to factor that into the whole thing. So 3.
Yeah.
So me, 3 across the board. Bottle design, though, I like that. I'm going to give it a 5, even though it's shared with other ones. But
okay, so introducing another category, because we're just winging it as we go. 1 to 5 on the story, the backstory.
Oh, backstory 5.
Yeah? Yeah, that's fun. So, anyway,
I think you tie it into something.
Yeah.
Elijah Craig can tie there into the first charred barrel asterisk.
Asterisk? What's the asterisk again?
An Old Forester can tie it into the first
bottled.
Bottled. That's not an asterisk, but first. And it's probably, I don't know if that is or isn't. But the first double oak. Oh. That's not an asterisk, though. But
I know. What's an asterisk?
Well, there's a footnote. Could also be something else.
Oh.
Oh,
okay.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. I don't know. We said we really do like a lot of bourbons because of the backstory, and
There is that.
I don't feel like. I feel like. Are we really sometimes just looking for the story to say, "Oh, I like it because of the story"?
Well, yeah, but we're adventuresome. We're those. We're writing the story. We're writing everything. It's not just the liquid. It's not just the bottle. It's just not the. It's the entire enchilada.
Yeah.
It's the
whole shebang.
whole shebang.
See? It always goes back to the whole shebang. So anyway, you just really hope that when you find, when we taste a new bottle, the backstory, you hope the bourbon
Lives up.
better than average, right?
Yeah.
So, and this one was a fun one, and well, interesting to see how they progress over the years. So right now they're at batch number 2. We're drinking batch 1 right now. So we hope Drew and his other buddies do a good job. Continue.
I'd like to see this get a little bit more age and a lot more caramel notes to it.
I think this is. I really do think this is a great beginner. So we definitely got to bring Mitchell back and let Mitchell try this. I mean, of course, we kind of spoiled Mitchell with some double oak from Pursuit United. So, but it'd be interesting to see what he thinks about this. So, anyway, with that, I think we're gonna wrap it up. Oh wait, no, we're not gonna wrap it up. Unwind.
So, we could send him a sample, 2 ounce, and then do a remote.
That's almost like a genius idea, honey.
Ting!
No, we never thought of that. Okay, we're now going to cut them off. This is really only the first taping we have done tonight. So
that's right.
Anyway, with that, we're done. See how I did that? That's left-handed.
I'm lefty.
Oh, okay. Anyway, we're done.
We have to fill those more because I think it's just enough escaping, and it's already gets cold down here. But anyway, give me a kiss. No, don't give me a kiss. All right.
No, give me a kiss.
No, because I don't want red lips. I'll kiss you afterwards.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. I'm gonna top of my teeth. I had a bit of trouble.
Do I?
No, it looks like you're good.
Good.
Oh, wait. Right there. Up high. Yeah, no, wait. Now just brush it off. Perfect.
All right. That'll be on the bloopers. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Chasing Neat. I'm Michael. This is...
Oh, do-over.
All right.